Alright, let's get this show on the road. My friends, we have made one hell of an achievement with that moon operation. Now that we've cleared it of BRES defenses, it is back in humanity's hands. Good thing I was able to arrange that Orion launch before the Artemis missions could be carried out. Now they can be carried out in peace. Already, Commander Windhogger is making preparations for the helium-3 mining operation. Yes, and I've overseen the spacecraft construction and the operation in general. I'm going to be one of the lead pilots of this expedition. So lit! It's finally happening, people! Already we've worked out some key areas on where to mine, and put potential bases, and make training grounds. Now we'll have what we need to expand further into the stars, to places like Alpha Centauri and the newly discovered New Olympus. Things do seem to be looking up. Ever since Operation Prairie Fire here, Golf Hammer here, and Long Rifle outwards to space, we seem to have turned the tide of war in the Oceania front. Ah yes, you and I have heard a lot of stories at the pub over this, and I mean a lot. Probably won't be enough room to archive all of them, or document them, unfortunately. However, there's still much to do on the Southeast Asia front. Ibis, I take it that you've got the Thailand front again? I do have my connections. You heard him. We've got our work cut out for us. Once again, the Thai resistance has bases in Bangkok and Phuket. Let's get them all back together to unite in one great assault against the invading enemy. Vietnam is out of the fire again, and it's only a matter of time for Myanmar and Laos. I'm flattered that they think that I was the best man for the job. Things you have been getting up to, Ibis, have been really quite bizarre. You found superheroes and mercenaries. Meanwhile, the rest of 104 Squadron will head to an even bigger battlefield. One that is much more complex in terms of participants and landscape. China. See, the space pirates hit China hard earlier this year. Ever since that incident, they've been launching strikes here, here, and here. Here's the thing, China is still politically divided after the Second Pacific War. With several states popping up. Taiwan has expanded into this area, taking advantage of people wanting a change. Guangxi is a technocracy, and the Dragon State is a terrorist group, seeking a more hardline revenge. And Sydney Villeneuve is once again leading the operation, like the warrior of light she is. I tell ya, these Scion flyboys are one hell of a fighting force now. Hard to believe that they were almost unheard of just a few years ago. So the squadron will be rallying here, in Chongqing. The next big target for the Republic of China forces. The communists and the nationalists have put their differences aside once again in face of a greater foe, but we need to make sure that that change is for the better once the war's ended. Also, Alima, you'll be taking part in the monster hunting operation there. Good luck finding the singular point. It's monster time. We shall assemble here and await further instructions. Good luck, everyone. You all have your missions. Let's go. And my time-traveling force is at the ready as well. We don't have a lot of time to lose. There's an awful lot of spacecraft demanding at the moment. Force Athena is sending everyone. They're linking up with the US Space Force to mount an expedition towards the planetoid codenamed Naju. It just appeared out of nowhere, especially around a time like this. We have to make sure the Earth is safe while they're gone. That's a lot of responsibility, especially when it comes to battles in China. We've got like 3 generals of the enemy there at once. Brand, Mia Ridlyak, and something else. Well, don't worry, Bert. You're the one who tells us to have faith, and we shall. Alright, man, let's do it.
Following the Battle of the Moon, an Operation Allure Factor to seize an enemy battleship in the Coral Sea, it seemed the tide of war was turning once again in our favor. However, the tide soon stopped with the appearance of a new planetoid. It was originally codenamed Planet X, but enemy chatter revealed its true name as Naju. Naju was first discovered by Australian amateur astronomers in early 2021. It was a planetoid that appeared out of nowhere seemingly, with a mass comparable to Mercury, and its constituent substances were never fully known. Later after that, Australian astronomer Dr. Cavendish realized that Naju was going to collide with the Earth, and noted that Naju seemed to have a will of its own, following an abnormal and physically impossible path to put itself on a collision course with Earth. Because of this, Cavendish proposed that Naju could have been a space monster in its own right. Because it was determined to be difficult to change Naju's path, it was declared the greatest threat to humanity a month later, and thus preparations to evacuate the planet and establish a base in outer space had begun. Until recently. Another wave of alien radio chatter was intercepted by IUN forces. This one was from a friendly force, identifying only as the Guardian. It sent out coordinates on a safe spot on the planetoid's otherwise hostile surface. One of the first space carriers of Earth, the Melbourne, was dispatched to these coordinates. After a long, stealthy path towards the planetoid as it approached the solar system, the Melbourne, carrying Task Force Athena, had finally reached Naju. This is the place?
What is this? Everything's all 8-bit in here. Those are the archetypes. This is Naju. It turns out the Guardian was a chosen one for this battle against Naju. That chosen one was Miria, piloting a highly sophistical aerobot transformer. The chosen one's mission is to infiltrate Naju, this large planetoid-like object before us, which aliens have sent hurtling towards the Earth. BRES? Possibly. While inside, the Chosen One must activate 10 safety devices in order to initialize Naju's self-destruct mechanism and destroy the alien world before it reaches Earth. 5 hostile tribes of alien lifeforms are vying for control of territories within Naju, and the Chosen One needs to fight through them to successfully activate the switches and escape. Her daring mission has been advanced through a series of messages left by one or more unidentified predecessors who unsuccessfully attempted to engage the self-destruct mechanism of Naju before the Guardian arrived. Left by the sole remaining survivor of the attack on Naju, the first message served as an introduction. Later messages gave hints that helped the Chosen One open locked corridors. So did BRES want them to join their gang? Sort of. They definitely wanted Naju to complete its course. It would be most convenient to their mission.
There's no time to lose.
Very well. For battle we shall prepare.
Hello to any Earth forces in this land. Does anyone copy? Over.
Identify yourself.
The name's Rurkov. Misha Rurkov. Ruslan is my father. Or was. I've come from the future
I am here to help you now. Do not worry.
Yes, our spaceship picked up your transmission from earlier. Stand by. We're coming to your position.
Understood. I am on my way. Fear not, I shall come to your aid.
Here they are. Let's go down to meet them.
Greetings.
Squadron Leader Tarek Sali, RAAF. I knew your father.
What brings you here to this mysterious world?
To stop it from reaching ours, obviously.
I have access to a technology beyond many people's wildest dreams, and I intend to use it for the sake of the greater good, both in my timeline and yours. Oh yes, I hail from the future, a future of ruin. Ruslan had an affair while he was taken back to Belarus, and now I have heard of his legends and have followed in his footsteps.
Then come with us, Rukov. We're helping the Chosen One take down this hostile world.
I think we can arrange that.
That's an awful lot of ground to cover. Too far for just our transportation alone.
Don't worry, I have a plan. A very unusual one, but one.
Oh yeah?
I keep a very special outfit in my spaceship, called the Challenger, for environments such as this one, for real-time action-adventure.
Then I'll get my fighter ready. I'll send you all the rendezvous point later.
Copy that. Let's play.
The whole of mainland China was once ruled by a communist party with an iron fist over its people. But today, after a second Pacific War threw the whole balance of power in the region into disarray, things have changed a bit. Since then, the People's Republic had lost their grip over the mainland as parts of it split into several warring factions. Among them was its archenemy, the Republic of China. Only now can we see the number of newly formed stable states increasing. Other states like Yunnan or Dragon State have also made their presence felt as a strong industrial power, while odd states like Guangxi, a technocracy, have also arrived. Whereas now, parts of the People's Liberation Army have joined the Republics of Rebellion. Together they formed the Democratic Republic of Southern China, uniting the renegade factions under one banner. Specifically, they used their new jets, the Shenyang FC-31, also known as the Gear Falcon. Omega only saw this thing for the first time a few months ago, and already he was in love. Described as a cartoon baddies plane, he called Paulina and I, and together we came up with an idea. In my thoughts, if you were a Chinese rebel pilot and wanted a plane that reflected your status, you didn't need to spend much. You could just pop over and get one of these, a MiG-29K. That was my advertising jingle. We were then interrupted by the arrival of Omega, in a Chengdu J-10 Menlong, or Vigorous Dragon. We couldn't have picked a better place for them to capture, the mind-blowing city of Chongqing.
The people of Dubai think they're good at knocking up a building quickly, but look at the stuff they're building here. This is called the Furnace of China. 45 degrees with 80% humidity. I'm gonna have to tell you that the air conditioning doesn't work in this plane. Please, no, not here. Oh dear, he's gonna feel that.
When we arrived at the location for our first strike, we realized we were going to encounter drones, which had been fitted with short-range lasers. Since we were going up against drone operators and had powerful fighters, we figured we could outrun and outsmart them easily.
Ah, fire from the sky! Drone on my left. Ah, God's truth, fire everywhere. Bandit at 10 o'clock. Oh no! That will have alarmed him. Eventually the drones were cleared, some by the weather.
As we traveled along, we realized the Sino-Space Pirate War had become a major conflict that was primarily waged between the People's Republic of China and the Enclave Space Pirates. The war made up the Chinese theater of the wider Pacific theater. It was conventionally dated to the Heilongjiang incident, where a dispute between the Space Pirates and Chinese troops escalated into a full-scale invasion. The Shenyang Truce of 2020 officially ended early hostilities in northern China and acknowledged the Space Pirates' demands to put an end to anti-pirate organizations in China. But now, that has changed. By 2021, the Republic of China forces, led by President Hung Ing-wen, continued to receive supplies from the United States and the aliens.
What's the situation, Captain?
3 human fighters have penetrated our airspace. Their profile does not match local designs.
Just as Neo Ridleyark predicted. Kill these 3 defenders of Earth.
Created by an alien alchemist, Nettlebrand was meant to hunt down dragonoid aliens for their horns, to make gold. To achieve this, they gave Nettlebrand the power to communicate. Nettlebrand ate the alchemist.
Yes, I like this. So you came finally. I always expect you. The odd one's out. Captain Byrne, we have been waiting for you. That was not a successful salvation you hoped for. And Sydney Villeneuve, I was expecting someone of your reputation to be a little older.
It's you. I know what you've done. Moment of truth.
Earthen scum. Your spacecraft will make a fine addition to my collection. Hi, Sir Orchers.
Having paid our respects to democracy by eating at a Western restaurant, we got back into the air, with me still moaning about my temperature issues. There was only one thing the others could do: ignore me, and while eating goose intestines, we realized word was getting out that the People's Republic and the Dragon State had pioneered the use of artificial intelligence in modern warfare. Perhaps we could have also used AIs. The next morning we reconvened after buying ourselves some business suits. It was time to get to our planes and get going. My colleagues were too busy using their new AIs for self-enrichment. Then again, I was one to talk, teaching mine how to paint. Eventually, two of us, arrived at a location that we selected, a primary ammo depot for the Space Pirates. It was on an area built in 1935 to ferry US military equipment to China, and it hadn't been maintained since. Looked like it should be a right challenge, but we have got support on this one. He's not Sea Fury, but he is Sea Fury's Chinese comrade. Together with a communist comrade, we had to retake the road, knock out targets as fast as possible, and kept our planes in one piece in the progress.
You go first. Anything else you want to say to me? Yes, go. Whoa, that was a big Sam there. Oh, yes. Oh, what's happened? You overdid it, didn't you? Yeah. Go, Wolf. We're never gonna get an air ambulance in here, are we? If we did, it would need a really long winch. Did Paulina just get shot down? Yes. She's alright. How does she do it? Probably the same way you do. And you.
And with our Chinese operation over, we headed back to base. Well, our China journey is going rather interesting so far, isn't it? What have you done so far, Elmer?
Blew up crap, got some crap blown up, and myself well.
Hello, gentlemen. Nice to see you again after all this time. Although I'm sure it was a much shorter time for you than it was for me. Hey, Ibis. I heard you got back from your time travel. Yes. The Athena Time Force and I journeyed through time and space once again. This time, my adventure led me to a world that many of us did not expect to find. The world of Draconis.
What, release the dragon?
Yeah, where 2,000 years ago, a huge dragon-human war erupted. The Golden Dragon of Legend chose a human rider, the Dragon Booster, to bring peace and show that dragons and humans can coexist. And that day, 2005 AD in our time, our humans have been commanding dragons, the very thing the original Dragon Booster sought to prevent. And another war was looming. However, Connor Penn breathes back into existence one last gold dragon of legend, Bo. Bo chose a stable boy, Arthur Penn, to be the Dragon Booster. Arthur sought to protect the world from the impending dragon-human war by defeating villains such as Mordred Payne and his father Ward. Is that where our journeys are taking us now? We're really going deep into the corners of the universe and stuff like that.
Sky, hit the sky.
Oh yeah. Have you explored that, Ibis? It was a very strange world we went to this time. A world where the dragon is power. The Draconis force mounted a legion similar to an expeditionary force and followed me here to China. They will now help us drive back the space pirates from the Middle Kingdom. So you just got back from Thailand, Ibis. When you last went there, it was before we went back in time to Vietnam in Operation Seaman. And now that that's reached its climax, that Thai resistance would not have been the same when you turned up because Red Star did not rise to power. There were people there that I would meet regardless, because our resistance was formed when the space pirates came this year, not just when Red Star rose. So what did you find out? Still though, there were things that hadn't changed. The majority of the foreign part of the resistance volunteers still comprised of Australian expats. And they hadn't changed much, particularly because some of the girls were still easy. Okay. Hey, when the apocalypse was drawing near, and sometimes when victories would be achieved in spite of that, we would party like there was no tomorrow. And hey, maybe there wasn't. In fact, when I went to Vietnam for the first time, there wasn't. So, we decided to have one full moon festival one last time.
I think he can't return there now.
Why can't he return there?
He will rebreed himself.
There was a pair of Amazons from Western Australia, in particular. That's exactly what they said. And you, Alma, you just got done battling a monster. You had a robot friend as well.
Yeah, the robot friend was a pain.
What, RNA? The same one that defeated several monsters in the past? He must be pretty arrogant if he can't speak.
Like always flying in front of you, always moving in front of you, so you can't take a shot.
So, from what I hear, RNA, you and your team found yourselves between a flock of Radon and the Heilong Ultima himself. Gosh, sea serpents in the East China Sea, Heilong following them to Guangzhou Bay. Evading a Navy blockade in the process? Whatever next? Hellooo utilized his power breath to obliterate the flock, forcing you guys to crash land on his back. The fall attracting Hellooo's attention, Hellooo prepared to blast us, but RNA, having received a code which allowed it to grow to massive size. That's how he defeated Hellooo. Hellooo kept blasting the robot until it died. It then released a code that caused Hellooo to disappear and his archetypes to become blue crystals. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The archetypes. They look 8-bit in nature. The enemies that are formed from them look like something out of the Nintendo Entertainment System.
What's say on the old school arcades?
Oh yeah, we
Gotta get much?
Yes. In fact, we have a spacecraft harnessed from that technology. It's used by Turk in our operations. It's all because of that damn Naju world that's appearing out of nowhere. It's still coming towards Earth. I hope our heroes can make it in time. They're following the Guardian legend all the way to the forests of Naju. I'll be on the next ship on the way to Naju. I'll be battling these archetypes and taking the Guardian legend head on. Besides, once the battle is over, you can come down and party with me in Thailand.
Well, at least I was going to join very, very happily so.
Okay, anyway. I've celebrated a bit hard after that time travel.
Shut up!
It's finally good to be home. The high road to China continues.
Task Force Athena, this is Garuda 1. Repeat, this is Garuda 1. Do you copy? Copy, Garuda 1. What's happening? I just got back from China. We were battling a monster of the archetypes. This planetoid is said to be the origin of those archetypes. Well, it's definitely crawling with them. What's the status of the ground campaign on Earth? The space pirates Ridley-Ark and Nettlebrand are on a conquest of the East. People are calling it the Sino-Space Pirate War. Guess who's winning that? So this is the direction the Guardian leads us? Yes, that's where the Myclos and his team are hiding. Then there's no time to waste. X-Ray 1, this is Boomerang 1, how copy? Strong comms, Boomerang 1, go ahead. We're proceeding with the final phase of Operation Guardian Legend. We must break through the forest to get to the portal. X-Ray 1 here, tally hostile contacts. Whoa! They're coming in fast! Viper 1 to all forces, incoming transmission. It's on an allied channel. It says something about a one-eyed monster guarding the warp gate. It's from the same messages that the Guardian is picking up. Are you sure we can trust that intel? What choice do we have? Or Naju life forms, just as deadly as the man-made ground defenses on Earth. Hey, at least the Myclos is here. I'd hate to have his mission right now. Less talking, more shooting. This way. They know we're here now. All allied forces, this is Suvlu. I'm armed and devious. Let's go. Suvlu, firing Galmok Sapario laser. We'll pass out from exhaustion before the enemy runs out. Might want the X-ray flight. Form up on me. Let's take these guys down. Man, you're a tough one to keep up with. Destroy them, and then scurry for cover if you want to get out of here. You say that like there's a second plan? If you want to survive, keep your eyes glued to that radar. Warning! Large presence detected on our 12 o'clock. It's a large-scale enemy. The Guardian comps identify it as Blue Optimal. Oh my god, what is that? It's shooting some kind of biomass. The Melbourne scanners detected as some kind of seaweed. Don't get touched by it, it's deadly. We have to hurry. The self-destruct mechanism will activate any minute now. It's been hit. Whoa, where did it go? Oh, it's back. Watch out, he's angry. X-ray 1 to flight. Take evasive action. Come on, attack formation. Let's take this thing down. No mercy. Take him down. He's hit again. Holy crud. He's throwing everything he has at us. Don't give up. We're almost through. Target is down. Target is down. Blue Optimon is down. Entering the portal's range. Activating warp drive now. Let's get out of here. Athena Actual, this is Raymond Station. We've got you on radar. We also got your message from earlier. Did you say you were in a dimension from the Guardian legend? How odd that those anomalies are of classic video games. There seems to be a connection between those temporal sentinels, known as mycluses, and the ability to jump world lines. We should keep investigating these anomalies. 501 copies, Raven Station. However, we have more important matters to attend to, like our next move against BRES. Copy that, 501. Welcome home, Commander. Royal Thai Army Command, this is Major Julio Horatio of the Tyrannus Aerospace Corps, reporting for duty with reinforcements. Major Horatio, we are glad to finally see you again. The Ultron is taking care of the monsters. Raven Ops, this is Ball 1, requesting permission to unleash the hounds, over. It's the dragon! Shield is taking out our missiles. We've got to